Hello, welcome. Today we are here to discuss the esports ecosystem. Previously, we discussed about the gaming industry where a lot of people requested for us to have the president of the Esports Association so that he can tell us more about what they are, what's going on, and the plans that they have for the future. I'm here with,
My name is Vincent, the popular co-host of the tech channel. So yeah, I'm back.
yeah, so Mr. Hayford, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. It's been like ages to
Yeah,
finally drop into your podcast, but
yeah.
I'm grateful. Yeah,
It seems it's about 2 years now since we have just seen you.
yes. Been talking about this for like many years. Like, we meet and greet some some events
yeah,
and yeah, but it's all
yeah. I would like you to introduce yourself. I know you attended Kwame University of Science and
yeah.
Technology. You are currently the head of Esports Association. I don't know what's more. I don't know about you, so I would like you to tell my audience
Oh,
a
okay.
little about
So
that.
well, my full name is Ebenezer Kwesi Hayford. Um, I went to research. They gone. Then from there, I went NUT.
9 times right.
And I majored in metals. I did industrial art and I majored metals. Though I love textiles.
Okay.
So back in school, even though I was doing industrial art, I was doing graphic design. And that eventually moved me also into the gaming.
Wow. Wow. That's nice. So how the 10 came about for you to get to the industry? Uh, are you a player yourself or you are what's the name? Is it a center, the gaming owner of a gaming
Uh,
center or something like that?
okay, I think I've been everything. So
Okay,
like owning a game center, playing the game, and but definitely start from a very critical point of I think art,
okay,
the desire for graphic. I loved comics growing up. I wasn't shocked. I was I wasn't a book long person. I didn't like book and I couldn't read.
oh,
So for me, my getaway or go to was drawing and
okay,
painting and
okay.
all those stuff. I love comic books.
Yeah,
Yeah,
these
so
days I can see a lot on your
yeah, so that
timeline.
really interests me to move into and gaming and art are kind of so related kind of. So I moved into that and that virtually got me into I love CG,
Okay,
visual effects, media, graphics and all that. So that really gaming was my game to go to because I'll be able to see all that in
that's
there.
all.
And eventually, it was in the university that I really started. I saw somebody playing Age of Empire, Warcraft, Starcraft, and that really got me into
Too.
there's really a competition out there where people can play the game and money, and it's really got me into it. So
Just to add, I'm here for the side quest, right? He is the main quest to do the side quest. I am
yeah,
I am the
when you say
audience.
side quest, it's in the game. So
Yeah.
we are not getting into the game. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So you spoke about the you are a comic lover, and so who is your favorite comic character and what's your favorite comic to read?
um, I'm in old school comics, so Asterix, Tintin,
Asterix. Yeah.
Tintin,
Yeah,
back in the days, even before Journey to the West, there were books on Shifu,
yeah.
Monkey King. Yeah,
Mm,
so I love those and then Ninja Turtles. I used to draw. I love drawing Ninja Turtles because it was so easy to draw them.
Wow.
Yeah, so those were characters I really love to go to draw. And back I was then in the Western region secondary, so the secondary library was my go-to. When I go to school and I feel like I'm being pressured, I run to the library. I can stay in the library for many days, many hours before running home.
Oh, those days they used to say gamers are bad people. They do not people who don't want to become something in future, and things. But these days I see that perception being changed a little.
It's still there. It's kind of a mindset, but in my days, it wasn't gaming centers. It was either cinema halls or video centers.
Okay.
There's a history to how even gaming centers came about. You know, game centers came about offshoot of video games and video houses.
Okay.
So back in the days, there were the cinema houses, right? Film houses where you kind of race, Princess Cinemas, all these big cinemas. And then when video cassettes started coming in, we got to have the video centers.
Yes.
Eventually, when gaming consoles started coming in, some of these video centers tend to become the video game centers.
Okay.
Because they had the knowledge of using consoles and they have the space. And now it's bridging. You could see that even now you have some sports centers or live sports centers having game centers in there and stuff like that. So it's a progression. But if you don't understand, so when these game centers came out, the parents thought that they were gambling, because at that time it was much more like you pay, they call it loser pay.
Yes.
So and then we play. If you lose, you pay for them. You know, and it became rampant, and people we call it cha-cha. You know,
because a lot of people take their parents' money for those kind of.
No, we use our feeding fee. You'll be giving food money, you wouldn't eat, and then you go and then
and some people
I'll give you 3 goals, and then the person will still win, and then you'll be like, you have to pay up, and
then back in the days, you know that your boys will back you there, Charlie. You will be able to score him. Sometimes and you go and put the money on it, Charlie.
Sometimes you don't even get to home, the house early when you close from school or something like that. So when you close from school, instead of you going home, you go to the game center, spend about 2 to 3 hours in the game center before going back to home.
Exactly.
Wow.
So and those were the days that, you know, you, especially MK, you just have to memorize the move. Back, forward. And sometimes you use charcoal to write it somewhere on the wall so you don't forget. Because, you know, if I meet Kweku or I meet you, I need to have that combo.
You need to
eliminate you.
Spam the combo, Charlie.
So we used to learn. There was a guy, he has written all and he has memorized it. He was top of the town. But Charlie, some of these things, but then the stories of our parents coming to beat us and chase us with canes, you know. But it was good. It was all good.
It before?
Oh yeah. There was time that my mom sent me to either to go and buy soap or something. I think go and buy something, and I knew there was an MK match somewhere, so I knew I would be able to beat the guy. And I went into the game center.
Confidence.
Yes. First match I won. Second match I lost. Third match the guy stripped me, and he took the money. Now I have to find a way to get home. Find the money to go and buy that thing. So I stood in the game center for a long time. Saw my mom coming. And you know, boys. What yeah, like your mate. Kwesi
the moment you lost, if you would have won, they would have hide you. So how did the Esports Association came about?
Okay. Well, after university, after tech, when I came back to Accra, I started doing tournament.
Okay.
It was back in the days where we used to have old school reunion and stuff like that. So I started attending these events, then setting up there. And then I was also doing tournament. So I tried to meet up. Then I had a friend in Labadi. Labadi is one of the old school. I grew up in Tema, but I knew there were, to get the real gamers, there were those, you know, Jamestown,
Labadi,
Labadi, and stuff
Usu.
like that.
The who
So
sleep at
yeah,
home
yeah.
boys.
So I know if I mention his name, everybody it's called Blalai, Kojo Siding area.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Blalai. If you've been in the gaming space for more than 20 years, you should know Blalai or even know Blakwe in Tema County 4. So these are OGs in the space who own game centers. So I went to see Blalai. He's called Eric Mens, yes, Eric David Mens. And then I told him about it. And then I was also looking to do the first international video game event. We're supposed to pick the guys, send them to France for the Electronic Sports World Cup. So after I've organized that, and at that time I had great sponsorship. Like I had Busy Internet sponsoring me.
How did you get all those people? Because
see, it's most of the time I think it's based on I say every business starts from a relationship. It's not basically contract.
okay.
Contracts are papers, but you need to build relationship with people that
Okay.
will support your dream, will support what you are trying to do, so that they can help you. And I managed to get people who believed in the video game space. Gary House-Smith, Gary House-Smith, the sports journalist. At that time, he was young, trying to be a radio presenter at Vibe FM. Vibe is no more, but he used to call us, and when we told him that we wanted to do this, and he came to help us. You are in the tech industry, Madam Dorothy Gordon. He used to be DG for Kofi Annan ICT Center, first GD. I went to see him about starting this esports thing, and he opened her arms. On the day of the grand finals, he came to Accra Mall, and I went to see. I've forgotten the name of the lady then head in Accra Mall. Accra Mall, Silverbird, yes.
Oh,
And I went to see Silverbird that this is what I'm trying to do. At that time they were charging. They had a space called Silverbird Lounge. It was very, it's an open space close to the where the Silverbird, yeah. And then I spoke to them and they gave it to me half the rates. I think I paid 1,005 Ghana cedis to use the space. There were some other game guys there. I think there was Game Bay, Paul Neil, and other guys also. But I hosted my event, my grand finals there. So after that, then I had some couple of friends who came to me, like, hey, we should come together and build a unified front in developing the esports space in Ghana. Okay. And that was when we had Kobne Wizi of Virtual Union, Aaron Boatin from Playbox, and then we had Maximus, not Maximus, Resford Dankwa of For Change. I think he's now the CEO of Betway Ghana. So the four of us came together to register the business or the entity called the Esports Association.
So this is a lot
Yeah,
for me to
yeah,
digest.
yeah.
But is the Esports Association recognized by law in Ghana, and are they the ultimate lawmakers when it comes to Esports Association?
No, I would say that there's no one big entity or authority over esports because the space is now really rare. What we are is just an organizer stakeholder. So we don't call ourselves the authority of esports in Ghana. No, we are a fraternity of stakeholders. Everybody, we have media houses, game centers, esports teams. Everybody who envision that they will be in the gaming or esports space and contribute will bring you as members. So currently we have about 85 membership. Okay. These are businesses spread across different entities, but they all have something to do with gaming. So they are photography houses that come to cover our events. They are a member of the association, but they cover esports events. And because they are members, they give it to us as an half rate or even for free. So yes, your entity can come on board to be a member of the association just to promote esports.
We'll be coming on board.
So we have different. We have gaming centers. We have even event centers which are not game centers, but they want to host events there. Okay. Once they want us to bring our event to the space. So esports is I know there are people who said they are authority on esports. But even in the global space, there are two big bodies, and nobody calls themselves authority on esports. We have the Global Esports Federation and the International Esports Federation, and all of them have their strategic or models or business by which they work with. So I will say we are not authority on. I won't say we are so regulatory body. No, we are there to help develop the grassroots, the players, the teams, formalize plans for development. We want to build up the space from the ground up. So
Okay. About that.
Yeah. So just to get you clear, so the Esports Association, right? The one you head,
yeah,
in case anyone comes up,
Yeah.
the one headed by you is, let's say, a community, more like people who are interested in pushing the esports agenda coming together to to achieve something that's the common goal of promoting esports.
Mhm.
So it's not like an institution that has been created to regulate those in the space, but then it's like people coming together to push the space, if I get you right.
Yes, I mean, so the way you could say it is like um lawyers have association, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So the lawyers have their association, the doctors have their association. So we are basically the same like that.
Okay.
And then if you want a regulatory body that is sanctioned by a government, there is a regulatory body called the Ghana Esports Federation, which
Okay.
is sanctioned by the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
Okay.
So when the formation of that comes, they will need two bigger institutions. So we, as an association, are a subscriber to them.
Okay.
So we are much more like an implementation agency, and they are policy making agency.
Okay.
So the Ghana Esports Federation is a regulatory body because they are sanctioned by the government.
Okay.
But we are an association. It's just like GFA. It's autonomous on its own.
Okay.
We don't operate because of government. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes. So we as an association, anybody that is championing esports, we are there for them.
Okay.
And then we drive all other activities also in parallel together with the Ghana Esports Federation. And the federation's work is basically to be able to work with also other stakeholders. For instance, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, information and technology, even security, education, so that our work could be easier on that. Just that it's not formally adored. I know there's another federation out there, but very soon you see all the good things that is coming from the federation.
Okay, this is good. Because the reason why I was asking this is because I've seen you partaking in international competitions, and I was wondering how did you people get there, right? I think like something like the Black Stars, they are being backed by the government and things when they are traveling out of the country. Do you also have that backing from the country when you are traveling out of the country to compete? And are you competing in the name of the nation, or you are competing in the name of those gaming centers or athletes, individuals?
Okay, so basically, it's yes and no. Are we backed by government to a certain extent? We are a member of the Ghana Esports Federation, yes, and the Ghana Esports Federation is sanctioned by the government, though it hasn't fully been adopted. But we as a fraternity in Ghana, we are Ghanaians anyway.
Yeah.
And our association is a registered business entity as an NGO, non for profit.
Okay.
Right. Okay. It's a registered. It's not like we just there. No. Because even to become a member of the International Esports Federation, you need some paperwork to be done.
Okay.
Which we have done that.
Okay.
Right. So we are a registered entity in Ghana, just like any other association out there.
Okay.
Like Ghana Football Association, all the other association, they are, before you get to, there are levels where we used to get to, where for instance, when we were going to there was the Birmingham Games 2 years back. I think the Commonwealth Games. It was the work of the federation to get to the Ministry of Interior to get us accreditation papers to go.
Okay.
So at that level, yes, they worked on that, and we went to what's the name? British Embassy.
Okay.
Right. So we don't get support from the government as of now, but probably maybe to get there.
Yeah.
What we work with, my style of leadership is that I want us to work within our own because the time for government to support us, yes, it will come when they see the kind of work that you are doing within the community. Our interest is the players, the talent, those who love to play games and they want to carry it professionally. So what the Esports Association has done currently is that we'll be able to encourage more esports teams. Just like we have House of Folk, Kotoko, and stuff like that.
I was about to ask a question whether they also have, because recently I came about Man City having an esports team.
Yes.
So I was about to ask if Ghana also have the same things, like House of Folk having an esports team, Kotoko having an esports team, for them to compete among themselves. Like what
the Ghana clubs, local clubs, definitely most of them don't have an esports team. But what we have, there are other esports teams, private esports teams. Basically numbering probably now currently like 12 that I could say.
Okay.
And then there are other clans who are not. When I talk about an esports team, it's basically because one, they are a business entity.
Yes.
Registered business entity. That's how I can pitch that they are an esports team. Okay. So that if, let's say, a brand is going to attach to them, they know that these esports teams are registered entity. I have an esports team, and it's a registered entity.
Okay.
They are the Roots.
Okay.
Roots is my esports team. They are pre-province. There's Canvic.
Yeah, Canvic. I've been at Canvic for once.
Yeah.
When Teacher Kojo organized the tournament over there.
Canvic. There is Virtual Union. There is Game Africa. There is Modern Row. Modern Rows are based in Kumasi. Okay. There is so many of them. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I saw a lot on your sites.
I can send you a book of a poster of some of the teams. Okay, so we did a collaboration with Malcolm, and we based on that we work with teams. I am passionate about creating esports team because that's the only professional way of building esports in Ghana. Because teams, one, get registered as business entity, which means that they will have to pay taxes. Yeah. And there's a record of entry. So if we need to find who owns the team, where they stay, you understand, and able to brand them. But if you are a gamer, right, and we all do tournaments and you are just a gamer and come and play, you can come and win 2 million Ghana cedis and go to your house, go and chop. Tomorrow, you decide that you won't play again, it is dead and gone. But we know for sure that what makes sports is professional players. Yeah. And you can only become a professional gamer or an athlete in esports if you belong to a team. Okay. And so that is a trajectory we're trying to create, that we should have more professional teams, more professional esports teams that can grow talent base, And moreover, once you have a team, you are branded. Yeah. We have a jersey, we create a jersey, we have our sponsors logo and stuff like that on it and stuff like that. So that is another way of building the space. Yes, we are not saying that when you are a gamer, you can't play the game or you can't participate. You can participate, but try and belong to a team.
Yeah. So, one more thing. It just clicked in my head, right? Because you indicated there were like 12 or more recognized teams. And don't you think it's quite low? Because we currently have 16 regions, so having 12 teams doesn't seem... Because I believe there are a lot of gamers. I'm sure there are a lot of people who play games, stream on Twitch, other things like people who are very good. I should say that, no professional. People who are good, right? What are you guys trying to do about, because with 12 teams, it's not a lot. Accra alone can produce 12.
Yes.
Well, let me just say that you should take it easy and don't jump the gun,
Yeah.
because look, gaming is very expensive space to be in. Very, very expensive. Let me how much is PS5? You know how much it is?
Yeah.
It should cost about 6,000, 7,000.
It's cost like
Almost
8,000.
1,000. Yeah.
8,000. If you
Yeah.
are not if you are not having 8,000,
1,000.
a controller of a PS5 is currently at 1,000, 6,000 for.
Yeah.
So
Mm,
it's not easy to be in the gaming space or even to be a gamer. If we
Yeah.
just even want to have a console here, you guys will have to cough out probably 10K
Okay.
because
Yes.
you have to buy 2 controllers.
Yes. Yes.
You get to
Even my issue is not about the team, right? The number of team. My issue is about the athletes, right? Them belonging to a team. Do they have like, are they put on payrolls like every month they pay them, or every week, or
so
they
based
are
on
paid
tournaments.
based?
yeah.
Yes.
So the reason why I said that we shouldn't jump the gun because you have to recognize that it is a starting point
Okay.
for us. You know, other countries have taken them maybe 50, 30 years to grow. So for me as a leader, I
Oh, okay.
identify that we need to be in all the regions, but how can you go to all the regions when even our government hasn't even recognized esports as a tool of development for the youth? And that's what we're trying. I was saying in Africa that I keep saying this, that everything, every event we're trying to do here in Africa, it is just a showmanship or it is just for recognition. It is just to enter into the heart of the parents. So when I do events, or when everybody see what is happening in esports, what is the event we are trying to do, it is all to show
Sure.
people. Me being here talking on this platform, it will go online and somebody will get to know about, oh, there's even an esports association or there are teams. It is all to show for.
Okay.
The trick to get even to parents' heart is through education, schools.
Yeah.
We have to get esports into schools. But the school systems in Ghana doesn't recognize gaming as an attribute to a social development.
Since last year, around somewhere last year, I realized you started something like that.
Yes.
Are you still doing it, or you?
Yeah. We have a stuff for kids
Okay.
where we trying to use gaming and books as a way of getting them esports understood by kids, but also getting to the schools as well. Then also on the university level, on the tertiary level, we're trying to do the SS inter schools esports championship where we're trying to take the schools. Then on the university level, we work with the SRCs, their whole week. Next 2 weeks we are the Islamic University College Ghana to do an activation there.
Okay.
And for educational outfit, we don't charge or we don't take money from anybody from the school. We go with our own equipment, we go with our own monitors, we go with our own personnel to go and organize it. Why? Because we believe that getting into the schools is one way of getting the school admins to understand that esports or gaming is not a bad thing, and that it is actually an adaptive skill development. The kind of education that we have in Ghana is the kind of like, true and poor, where that has become the order of the day for us. So they don't understand that people can learn through repetitive action. When you are playing a game, you start the game from level 1. You play it till you get it. You move to level 2, level 3, level 4. After playing the game, you would have learned so much on yourself without, let me tell you this, go to Choco or go to Jamestown. People can play GTA from beginning to end. They haven't been to school.
Yes.
How do they learn? They learn playing the game. But guess what? When you are playing the game, there are instructions in the game.
Yes.
And if you don't read them, you can't move to the next level.
Exactly.
It's true.
You understand? There's a game called is it Folktales? No, something Tales. My kids, so every this thing you have to read and allow my kids to read. My kids get 98, 99 in their scores. Not, I don't attribute it to the gaming, but I allow them to play games. They stream. I introduce them to stream. There are games I recommend for parents to allow their kids. One, there's a game called Knack on this PS4. Should allow them to play that game. If you can get them Age of Empire, well, it's a big top, but it helps you to. It's Age of Empire will teach you project management.
Okay.
Because you manage, you have to manage gold, you have to manage stones, you have to cut wood, you have to build your own city, you have to move the city from a stone age to an silver age to gold age, different ages, and you have to manage the people, you have to farm, you have to watch your food. Then you have to create a military, take them to war. Some will die. Some you have to raise up another team. You have to defend your. By the time you finish, it is a project. Some of these things are these games that I learned how to play help me even in my creative time. How to manage time management. Time management is very critical. How to manage resources. Okay, I have maybe 2 cities. I'm going here. I have to maybe if I pick Church to this place, okay, let me walk to this junction because from here it's 10 cities. Like it gives you a kind of a mindset where you're able to solve problems. At the end of the day, playing game is basically problem solving. You solve from level 1 to level 20. By the time you finish solving it, you learn so much. So when we bring it into the competitive space, yes, we want to create employment in Africa, but we have to find alternative means by which we create. And esports just promotes digital skills, basically.
Don't you think we have to allow our parents to start playing games so that they can appreciate how difficult? Because I think my mom got a smartphone and she started playing Tetris, right? Those Tetris games. And then I realized that she initially used to complain about how much we were addicted to playing games, right? But then she realized that in her free time, she also likes to play that kind of games to kind of relax. And so don't you think if we could get the older generation to maybe events where they can come and then also have a feel of how difficult it is or how engaging it is, do you think it will help?
I think one of our partners in USA, shout out to Dr. Malita, they are doing seniors esports open. That is for older people. They are actually a league for older people in some part of the world. I think South Korea and then either Netherlands or Belgium. But there is even a CSGO. CSGO is like one of the top shooting games. And they are older people teams. All the people in the teams are above 60.
Wow.
And it's one of the top teams. I'll look for it for you guys so that we can add it to your phone. But you see, I think it's kind of the mentality we have grown up with. My wife plays a lot of Tetris, but she doesn't consider herself as a gamer. I'm like, you on your free time, she's good at Tetris, she's good at solitaire. Solitaire is on every computer. My and favorite. Ladies love solitaire.
Yeah.
But who consider themselves as gamers? Unfortunately, most of the tournaments that we have are on high-end games. The FIFA, Call of Duty. Yeah. And so you don't see tournaments in other lesser, maybe we'll call them lesser games, like lesser sports, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even within our sports, we are not even catering to certain sports level. Yeah. How many times do you hear people talking about table tennis in Ghana? You don't hear about
basketball.
Yeah, but you see, then compared to electronic sports like video games, forget it. We will get there. See, the generation that loves the game. I understand that every generation and the kind of preference or the desire in certain things. And then it's also how people are introduced to certain technology.
That's how they accept.
Yes. Our generations, we love podcasts. and
Yeah.
will be on any podcast to listen to. There's a certain generation, the only limit is radio and TV. That's where they
Yes.
get their information. They will never listen to this podcast will never get to them.
Yeah, it's true.
You get it.
It's
Certain
true.
age generation will never hear this.
Yeah.
But certain age generation will also go for this.
Yeah.
They lived on YouTube, they will watch it. They live on Spotify, they will listen to it. You get it?
Yeah.
Even
It's true.
even within that demography, you will find out that there are those that are constantly on Spotify and they will listen to the music and listen to they won't even go to YouTube.
YouTube,
If you
yeah.
do your research, you know that certain age range, my age range, I'm mostly not on Spotify. I listen to Spotify for music. I don't
Okay.
listen to it for podcast. But for podcasts and tutorials and stuff, I go to YouTube.
YouTube.
You get it? I won't even go to the other platform. So every generation has their preference of what they listen to. But get it. The Gen Zs and the Gen Alphas, they are the ones that are consuming all the tech stuff, and they are the ones that are going to listen to this and say, yes, I love video games. I even want to be a podcast host specifically for esports.
Okay.
And from this, there is a whole media broadcast when it comes to esports.
Yeah.
And it's totally different from the traditional media broadcast.
Yeah.
Right? How to bring the game feed in, how to do the audio, how to capture the faces of the players into this. It is an entirely different broadcast setup. You get it? And if you think that you are producing everything live.
Since I've been a witness of one when I went to Canve record, this guy, I forgot his name. He's from is it V? They have a media, is it VG? VGA,
yeah.
the host. I forgot his name.
Slimo.
Yeah, Slimo.
You should have him here.
I was like, how he was able to mention the player's name and how he was communicating. It's like a different thing altogether. And I was very, very impressed with how he was able to do that. So I was watching him throughout. After that, we had some conversation and
streaming the games.
Yeah, when they were streaming.
Yeah. Streamers have, like, I don't know, they kind of engage through their audio, how they kind of collaborate.
Yeah, even
you go here, you move here, I'm catering for this side.
So it's a lot, like you said. It's not only about the gaming. People think like the esports is only about the
players.
And I wanted to even ask this question: do you look at the creation side of the games? Your association, does it consider the creation side?
We definitely. I mean, we are based in Ghana, so our mandate is also to promote locally made games.
Okay.
So when it comes to game development, we always pitch in to use our local games, because at the end of the day, we need to create. Then we also serve as game testers.
Okay.
For both local and international. There are some of our players that have tested games for outside studios outside the country. But we also love to promote our own made games. Though we don't create them, but we are testers of the game. We come and give you what is wrong within the game, if the update is working, the glitch, so that you can solve it. Yeah.
Because during our previous episode on the gaming industry, we really spoke about that. That came up along the way when we were asking questions about the gaming industry. If there are game
creators, like a lot of
creators in the country, because the only one we know as at now is
a lot of Ludo games have been created. I think our games have been created. Letty Arts are, like, let's say, for me, a leading force creating some kind of dynamic games apart from like the traditional ones we know. And we gave a shout out to one guy, right? Maybe I'll give you
okay. Well, they are some they are great games. There's even one of the games, car racing game from Ghana called I'll see something. By is it Dinato?
Is it the one with the Goyle?
Yeah, they had Accra. It has so many cars in there, both based on Accra city. And that game, you see, when he made a game, put it in the App Store, it was when he came to us, we pushed it, and we pushed it within our community to go, and all of a sudden, so when the games come to us, we definitely push it to our community, get the players to play, and also give a shout out to it. And the more people play, the more the game becomes popular. But I was most of the time they create the game not for competitive play, because we outside, the meaning of esports is competitive professional play of video game. That means that I need to play with you, and at the end of the day, need a score, who wins, so that we can rate or do a ranking of who is the best out of it. So most games are made basically for casual players. But even though we can find a way to do a competitive rating about it, we're pushing more local games to have a competitive battle. So for our friends at Letty Art, and also there is also a video games developers association called um, um, forgotten the initials, that we are also collaborating with, so that
Okay.
we can play more locally made games.
Okay.
There
Because
is a tournament coming up. There's an event coming up later this year called the Indigenous Games Esports Championship, which is basically based on local made
main
games,
games.
esports
Okay.
tournament
Because,
made on, yeah.
because
Yeah.
if
So I think we can appeal to our audience, right? If you have any indigenous games,
Yeah.
you have anything you want to push out there, you want to create publicity, maybe this is the opportunity. Maybe we'll try to get the link
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
share with the
Share,
audience
share.
so that they can also participate. So that we want to grow the industry. This is our mandate to also raise awareness, push it out there. Like, we want more people engaged. We want more people engaged because that's how we grow, right? The numbers. It's a numbers game.
Yeah, it's a
When
number.
it's a numbers game, we need everyone on
Yeah.
board.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was even thinking, are there communities for the developers, like how you have association and teams
Yeah.
for gamers? If there are communities for the developer, I think there are a lot of solo developers in the industry. If those people can come together, collaborate with you, they can have good games out there for people to compete, like you are saying. Because a guy that we gave shout out to, he created
The Countess War.
ball
Yeah.
game, and I don't know if you have even heard about it.
I've seen it, but you see, somebody sent it to me, but I don't have the link to it. For me, I promote a lot more of our local games. So once I get it, I can stream it on my channel. I will send it to, or we even do a tournament on it. Because doing a tournament on it is the only way to push the community to go download the game so that they can compete in the tournament. So we do that a lot. Our university outreach, we make sure that every university we go, we have one local game in there.
Okay.
Next 2 weeks when we go to the Islamic University, there is Swift by Letty Art in there.
Yeah.
We went the last time we went to ATU, there was Swift part of it. Even if you don't get people to play, then you are promoting our local games. And guess what? When the games get played more and more, it creates employment for more the developers as well.
And even I was thinking it, taking it from the perspective of even the kids playing it, they are learning their tradition or the old histories out of those games. Because one of the games where
I think the Puzzle Scout from Letty Art, that one, that's also one of the games that gives you history lessons. You get to crossword for local names. Look, like it's relating to local. Our people.
And we used it for the read to play project, which is more towards pocket. Maybe I'll talk about it later. But yes, we work a lot with Letty Art, which is one of them. So anybody out there, you are creating a game, just look for me, Kwesi Hayford on LinkedIn. Send me a link and we'll promote your game. Or just send it to Goku and then they will send it to me. So please send me the Countess War thing.
We have free promotion. You don't want this, bro. You should try.
So as we are getting to the end of the conversation, what's the future like for Esports Association?
Well, like any other association, we want to own well, these are big plans. We definitely need an esports arena, a space that young people can come. The more we have the arena, not just one single arena, we want arena all across the country, every part of that, because esports is not just playing video games. There is a lot to learn, and even how to make podcast. So Kweku Tech can come over and say, "Oh, we want to teach the esports community how to make podcast."
Yeah, we'll create a team.
Yeah.
We'll create
Oh,
a
we
team.
will surely
you
be
could-
coming
you
there.
could- you
You
could-
see?
yes, you could have. You could have an esports team that
Yeah.
represent you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sign-
it seems
We'll
along
open access.
somewhere last year, what we started was showing around all the gaming centers
Game
Yeah.
around
centers, yeah.
Accra.
Mhm.
So we were visiting every Sunday or so. We from our own pocket, we transport ourselves to any gaming center that we've read about. Just go there, capture
Share
it,
it,
and share it.
Yeah.
And along there, we will just stop. But we are
No, we'll
hoping to
bring it
start
back,
again
yeah.
so that we can
Oh.
go to all the just highlighting on all the esports
Yeah.
centers around so that people can go there to
Then,
have
Yeah.
in a form of
Yeah.
promoting the places.
Yeah.
So we
Please,
go
yeah.
there. Some of them don't give us the chance, but we pay and we
Mhm.
tell them, okay, we want to play, but we end up not playing just to record a place and come and post on social media
No,
for them.
no. We can also give you a list of the places we have,
Okay.
and then you can work with them as well.
Yeah.
But definitely,
It
we
seems
need to
it
go
was-
more.
It was through
Mhm.
you that's
Yeah,
when we started going.
Yeah, we need to go. We need to do more. I'm beginning to start probably maybe a Wednesday on the show, Esports Rule Show, where I go to places to. My Sundays are locked up a bit. My weekends are locked up a bit. So because I thought I was
Yeah.
going back to, because that was actually how I started. I was going to game centers. After the university, now I have the thing is, I always say that it's very good to have education. Education is paramount in this part of our world because education gives you exposure.
Yeah.
And it changes your minds how you should see things and how things can be done. And so for me, most of the time, once I go to a game center, normally they are not welcome. But once I talk to them and I explain to them that, look, your center is not just for playing video games. You are actually grooming the kids in this neighborhood. The children comes there. And I ask, sometimes I speak to parents and I'm said, which one do you like? To find your child that you don't know where the child is, or I know that he's here playing video game, or he's somewhere smoking weed, or he's somewhere causing armed robbery. Which one do you like?
You should
So
play
it's
the
like,
game.
I like when I know that my child is at so and so game center. He's playing there.
Eventually,
I know he's there. What is he doing? He's playing games with his friends. I am at peace because where the world has gotten to now is, you don't know, the young ones, especially, let's bring it even to the youth. Young people have so much energy and enthusiasm to do stuff. And when their hands are idle, they can caught up in so many things. Tramadol, all the social vices you can think about. Even the girls, teenage pregnancy. We can use video games. And once you are playing a game, your mind and concentrating is all on it.
Yeah.
It's an intellectual exercise. And you see, once we start playing the games, you bring people together, it puts you on a path of discipline.
Yeah.
Every game, there's a start and finish. So you have to manage your time. And especially when you are playing in a team base, you can't mess up.
Yeah. If you're not disciplined,
You can't mess up. Can you say that if I'm drunk or I'm drunk can I play a good game?
No.
You won't.
You won't.
You can't even see
You
how.
can't,
No.
you can't even see the screen well.
Yeah. And you're
Or
too
if you
old.
are high. So what does gaming does? That's why I love doing tournaments. I love, because if I bring them to a space, hold them for like 6 hours. They
You
are not
can't
out there
go
doing
there,
bad
yeah.
things. They are here. They are concentrating is here. That's why we need more sponsorship to do. So I speak more of esports as a social intervention project. rather than to make money. I've seen people come in, they want to make money. They come, oh, hey, Charlie, they say gaming in Ghana is nice, pal. I want to do a tournament. I want to do just like 50,000 Ghana cedis. So you do the tournament and calculate. You want 200 people. 200 people. Everybody will pay like 1,000 Ghana cedis. You multiply. Hey, I'm gonna make money. So no one, most of the time, I'm like, you can't use registration money. So if people come to me and say they want to do a tournament, they say they want to charge 1,000 Ghana cedis, I say forget. Nobody will come. Because I've been in a system for known to know that, look, the core players who will step out to play, they won't pay 1,000 Ghana cedis to play in that tournament. Unless even if you make it maybe like 2 billion Ghana cedis.
the final price.
Okay. So the teams pay for their players to be
to participate most of the time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Teams, the reason why you need to belong to a team. So one, you get branded.
Yeah.
Just like any professional team. Why is it that what's the name? Ronaldo goes into a team, his team gives him a jersey, and all of a sudden that merchandise is
price, the amount of
branding
purchase
and value in merchandise. Yeah. So just like you see, I normally say that you can take sports, all the good things in sports, and add E to it to make it esports. So you take the world of electronic sports. Now, the electronic side, you have technology, you have entertainment, you have all the good things about technology. Add the discipline of sports to it. That's what esports is. So if you have a business idea that you can drive it, think about it that way. You think about the electronic part, you think about the sports discipline part, and the professional part to it. That's why I say that you don't do esports casually. Yes, you can organize people to enjoy it. When you do esports casually, it is entertainment. But when you do it professionally, where people are paying and doing stuff, yes. As a team, I need to go out to look for sponsors for my team. I need to pay my players. When they are going for TNT, even if at the lowest level, right? At the lowest level, you asked about whether we pay players or stuff like that. Here in Ghana, some teams give stipends to their, but it's not that high. Until a team, I always advise that until a team gets a bigger sponsor who is regularly paying, sponsoring in a bigger amount, then you can pay salary and stuff like that. But as for some little things like when they are going to tournament, paying for the tournament money so that they can go, TNT, their lunch, branding them. These are some of the things. If Kekutech starts a team now, you sign 1 or 2 guys, they are good. Only thing is that you give them their distance. And maybe if they are well to do and they can go and play in the tournament, theirs is to show up and get Kekutech name on the leaderboard. You get it? Yeah. So most of the teams don't really pay their players, but at least the effort that they belong to a team is there. So if you have good players, why not? You form your team and
you come and meet you there.
Coming about to the signing, I saw these people, Canvic Record, signing a player outside. I don't know, one white guy like that. And I was wondering, if it comes to the signing, is this how players are being given
we have contracts,
an amount of money that this is the money that you are taking? You have contracts.
We have. There's a written contract. I have a contract for my players. Almost every esports team in Ghana, I give them a template of contract so that they can edit it and use it per their thing. In my contract, I don't pay anybody financially, but there are things that I split that I'll provide for you. I give some teams go over and above to do. They buy PlayStation for their players, controllers for their players. If it's a PC, laptop for their players. So depending on your strength, you understand.
So how do the teams also get? Is it when the players participate in the
and win a tournament? Like Convict won a tournament. 2 of his players were in the first 3. 2,000 and 1,000, 2,000. The winner took about. So yes, if there's money on it, but also for brand visibility.
Okay.
The brands come on board on teams to represent them. They wear t-shirt. In the front of the t-shirt, the logos goes there. And when they are moving around, it is visibility.
Yeah.
So if Kokutech want to sponsor, we are going to China. If Kokutech want their logo, you pay for this. You pay for it. You get it. That's another way of getting money for. So it is not just, yes, the teams go on to do tournament. When you are traveling around, it's international. If I'm in the airport and I'm wearing my jersey and they see Kokutech, it's branding. Yeah. So I said that the money you would have paid to billboards to do billboards, you can give it to an esports team.
Yeah.
And they will do media, they will do reels, they will do because it's in the contract with them. Okay. If let's say Kokutech is sponsoring Roots, okay, maybe every week we should post when my guys do live streaming, they should mention or should have Kokutech logo in part of the stream, mention it. This live stream is powered by Kokutech. It's in there. Then Kokutech is on my jersey logo, or whenever we do a picture post, we should have the logo somewhere. It is all brand visibility. And when brand visibility is that, in the former days, you would have paid to TV stations to advertise. Now people are not watching billboards. All the billboards is on social media. Social media is virtually our digital billboards now.
Yeah, it's true.
Because almost 24 hours I'm here. I'm on Instagram watching, scrolling.
It's true.
You would see
So
someone.
it's times have changed. When billboards were billboards, people are cutting down on that. But if you're a brand and you could see social media as your billboard, because you want real-time engagement, it can measure. Can you measure how many people have watched a billboard on the street?
No.
It's only those driving. Let's come and pass.
Or unless the billboard is very big.
But if you make a post, right, you can request from me the impressions, the reach, the stats, and I can give it to you and say that, this post reached this number of people and people. It is there. I can't cook it. The algorithm will show. You get it? True. Even if we do a collaboration, you could even see the reach and stuff like that.
Yes.
So that is what esports media. Esports is the only media that has its own space that nobody has. We could talk about Twitch.
Yeah.
Twitch is dedicated for streaming. Video game content. Even now, it is not only video game content. People do chat there. People do podcasts there. People stream cook food. People stream a whole lot.
Wow.
Yeah. Go to Twitch. If you go to Twitch, you find different categories. Chatting. There's a category that people are chatting, just chatting.
Oh, this a lot.
There's one that people are just playing instruments. It's just music. So the platform has moved from just becoming a video game audience to a broader audience. And that's why, look at the top 3 companies in the world. Facebook is into gaming. Yeah. YouTube is into gaming. Yeah. They have YouTube gaming. Yeah. For now, they broaden it up, right? Twitch is owned by Amazon.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Jeff.
Jeff is making money.
Yeah. So you see, the big tech companies also have their legs into that space as well. Because they know. Look at all the big techs that come. What platform or what space did they use to measure how good the technology is? Gaming. If they will do the fastest processor, how do you test the fastest processor? They will have to play it on a high-end game.
Yeah, definitely.
It's true. It's true.
So one more, if you have a game, right, based on the contract, right, can I snatch a player from
there is
release,
yeah, well, I mean, we live in a human institution, so there are sometimes things go bad, and people goes off, hey, I don't like my boss somebody say, okay, maybe you have a Pukuteka as a team. I don't like the way he spoke to me. I'm off. But yes, there is always transfer. The players, I loan one of my players to Virtual Union. There's a transfer from Canvec to another team. That maybe there's a loan, maybe 1 year from that team to the other. So yes, those things also happen in the esports space.
I want to be an esports Fabrizio Romano,
well.
reporting live.
Yes, so
reporting live for all the guys.
They are now currently happening in Ghana. I mean, just recently there has been some transfer. There's a loan from Play Province, one of the top teams.
Yeah.
Their player faculty moving to Prime Laws.
Yeah.
You know.
I
And
also
so
know
it's great.
Is it around last year? Kalu, one of the players, also left one.
Yeah.
Them.
Kalu also moved to
Like,
so he's a free agent now. He's not a player. So if you guys want to go,
Kalu.
he's a free agent now. Yeah. So I mean, yes, basically it's almost the same as in the sports world as well. There's transfer, people move from one team to the other, you know. But as I said, it's a gradual process. We are not fully up there, and I don't think that. I always give this scenario that it's just like building. When you guys were building, when their foundations were laid in this building, it wasn't nice.
Yeah.
You were coming to see the mason, they were doing things, you didn't even see the light, the electrician. So we are now building at that phase where in Ghana, yes, we are pushing.
Yeah.
The only merit I could say is that I'm happy for the past 3 years is that we'll be able to send people outside the country.
Yeah.
And my word is professional players don't stay at home. They go international. And the more we can get people, see, when we get somebody, a player who is playing a video game coming from, let's say, Jamestown, Medina, Choco, Padama, just playing video games so that I can travel outside the country. Do you know the impact it makes in the community?
Yeah.
Now the people in the community say, oh, really? This thing we thought he was just. Yeah. We have a guy called MBO. He's from Fadama. Last 2 years he went to Turkey just because he was playing eFootball. Medicine from Medina. He went to Riyadh. I went with him to Romania to go and play. And when they go, it is not only about the playing of the game, travel experience and exposure. Exposure is everything.
Yes, true.
See, when you travel, you see things. When you come back, your mindset is not the same.
Yeah, it's true.
So I encourage everybody, look, try and travel because they say something, travel and see, it is real. When you travel out of your confinement or your environment, and that's what esports does, because after playing online for a long time, there is the avenue for the world championship where you have to win and come to a location. Now they are doing visas. Germany has visa for esports. Dubai is creating esports
for Dubai.
Soon I know Saudi Arabia will also do that. So US gave an esports visa to some people for 10 years. Esports, because they said, oh, you guys, you'll be coming and going. Let's give you so you don't come and worry us.
Simple life.
Wow.
Simple.
Yeah, I've heard a lot is happening in the esports. Especially, I even went to Nigeria and I had a conversation with one of the game creators over there, and he was telling me that this year is their year of having the highest bounty, the sponsorship for the esports ecosystem to be happening in December also. And he was asking me if I can be able to come around and those things, and I was telling him, wow, Ghana here too is like it's coming up, but it's not there yet. The amount he mentioned, I was like in dollars, and I was like, wow, esports.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah. We were trying to convince him to get into programming, and he was telling us the amount of money that he's getting from esports. And that was the end of the conversation. We had a little conversation, and I was like, wow. Now I can see a lot of sponsors coming on board, and you are really working a lot. Because when I see you on social media,
you open and close a lot of application for tournaments on X. I think that's where I've seen most active.
Well,
activity from the esports?
Yeah. Well, but mostly I handle IG for Esports. So mostly I
Okay.
post on. I'm an IG guy.
Okay.
So I had an issue. I once played a game and I was banned on Facebook.
What did
Oh
you
yeah,
do?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was banned on Facebook. So even now, I don't use my correct my the name Kwesi Hayford. If I change my account on Facebook now, I'm here. Maybe the algorithm is will pick it up, but I don't mind. If I change my name to Kwesi Hayford on Facebook, the account will be suspended.
Oh, how is that so?
I think 3 or 5 years ago, I used to stream a lot. Back then, Facebook didn't have Facebook gaming. So there was no account, creator account selection or something like it was just profile. And I started streaming on Facebook. There was no Facebook gaming. Now Facebook gaming has come. Now people, even Ghana has been added that if your account reach somewhere, you can get monetized or stuff like that. It wasn't there. So I started gaming and playing. So what I used to do is that I wait till Sunday because I wanted numbers. So let's say Man U, then maybe Chelsea is playing. Then I will wait till halftime. If somebody is learning this trick, it works. It really works. Try it one time. I'll wait till when they are about getting to halftime. Then I'll start playing the same game, but video game.
Yes.
I've
So
seen
I've
it.
been seeing this a lot on YouTube.
Hey,
Then
you
I
will
will-
get numbers. I'm telling you, the trick is play it around the halftime mark. Because when the real match goes halftime, people will be looking for let's say Chelsea
highlights
versus,
or
and they will come
something.
and see your live version, and they will stay there before when the real matches go, because it's like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So, and your game is also around that time. So normally when I started, first day I got like 30 people. Then the next day I saw the thing go up to like 100. Then the next time I did was like 300. Then I got 1K and I said, damn, I'm going to do
The
this
keys have
again.
been
And again.
unlocked.
Then some Vietnam guy, I don't know. Somebody reported my channel. Then they struck, they took my accounts down.
Oh, that's
So
bad.
for most times when I sign up with my real name, I use my telephone. You know, Facebook, you can use your telephone. I changed it. So the last time I did was, anytime I use my name, Kwesi Hayford, they strike me out. Anytime, so I use my phone number. I use my phone number to register it. Then account was perfectly done. Like I was doing this, I uploaded my picture. Now they took it off. Then I use my wife has a secondary account. I started using that one. That's because I also have to manage some accounts for Africa Esports Championship and stuff like that on Facebook. So that led me to LinkedIn. There was actually another social media platform called Avio or something like that. It's not popular. It's similar to Facebook, but it doesn't have restrictions and stuff like that. So it took me there. Then I had an account. I said, okay, let me just be on LinkedIn. So I started posting more of my activities. And that's how I managed to grow in LinkedIn. So now the LinkedIn is my default place of sharing content.
Now it seems they've added video to it.
Yes. You can stream on LinkedIn and stuff like that. So I stream on LinkedIn. I do more on LinkedIn than any other platform. But on IG, it's much more of my AI posters and stuff like that. And the desire to even learn about technology all spring out from the gaming. Because within the gaming space, the more you play a game, the more you have the heart or the desire to learn about new technology. I'm always looking out for new gadgets, streaming gadgets, anything associated with esports.
But you people, you have money because when I came to one of your events and I saw the cameras, that's how we use the R and all those. I was like,
Expensive.
Yeah,
Expensive.
if you have money.
Oh no,
It
it's not.
was
It's not about you people have money. Sometimes it's a bit more. It's the space is collaborative space,
it
and
was
you have
is
to.
it Esports Africa or something like
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I forgot Gabriel.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like, wow. Oh. Charlie, your last words to our parents sitting at home
At
watching
home,
us. Some of them
yes.
might come across this one, and then you've coming up. What do you have to tell them?
To parents, I think that you need believe in your child when they say they love to play video games. The most important thing is to find out from them, be active with them. You know, no child is the same. Some child wants to be a doctor, fine, but some child may find his passion in playing video games, and now there's a pathway for them to do that. Esports is, and I believe that um, they are also, yes, you can go to university and go and study esports. There are universities out there offering esports courses.
Wow.
So there's,
International ones.
yes,
Yeah,
and
not the
then
Ghanaian ones.
what I would want to say to parents also is that now you can do anything and be in the esports space. You can be a doctor. You can be a doctor and be in the esports space. You can be a lawyer. So for the young ones coming up, the most important thing is get knowledge, study, learn, go to school, and definitely, if your passion is in a video game, channel that profession back into. I am a creative director. I'm a graphic designer. I've channeled my resources into that space. So I work within the esports space as a graphic designer as well. There are lawyers who are doing in the esports space. You need to sign contract. Yes, there's a law firm in Indonesia that's specifically do only esports. You know, so if you're a lawyer, there's my doctor friend, Dr. Malita. He's a doctor in esports that does takes care of esports athletes. He has even a book on esports health and medicine, and we've done two health summit in Ghana.
Wow.
She came all the way from US to do two health summits. So it any profession you find yourself there, if you look me up, I'll tell you what you can be. This was, are you an engineer? You can be in the motorsports industry. There's a lot of people playing, the driving car racing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's if you are really into auto engineering, you can be in that space as well, because there's a whole lot of stuff within that space as well, and you can bring it out your knowledge in the Brexis world, in the auto engineering space, into the sim racing space. Yeah, because there is a whole science that is into the real racing cars, and they pick that same technology and bring it into the video game. So if you have a knowledge about that, it's easier for you even to appreciate it more within the video game.
Yeah.
That's why we call simulation games. There are more now simulation games in there. So I would say that whatever profession you are in, right? And this goes to you, the student in the school learning, whatever, is it general science, is it literature, whatever you are learning, definitely there's a pathway for you into esports. Yes, we need people to write stories. We need people to write, we need to do movies about esports athletes. That guy from that neighborhood, who's going to tell that story? Who's going to write that script? So if you're a script writer, yes, there's an opportunity for you as well there.
Thank you very much.
Me to my last words. I'm a guest now. I'm a guest. Yeah, so I think I've enjoyed and then I've learned a lot today. I just want to give one shout out to one of my brothers, right? He's a streamer on Twitch, and he also streams on IG, right? Ray Gasmic, if you check him out, he's a very good guy who streams, and then you can check him out. And then Call of Duty streams, mostly Call of Duty. So
Wow.
yeah. Kweku, back to you. You can now close your show.
I don't have any shout out to give to anyone, but I just want to tell Kwesi that we are very grateful for him coming here to explain more things to people who are out there, to learn to get to know about the esports ecosystem in Ghana, the gaming industry, and all what they do. And if you want to follow him on all social media platform, he's Kwesi Hayford. I'll be sharing the links of his channel under the comment section and all his social media handle. Don't forget to subscribe and follow for more. Peace.